All right, ladies and gents, I got another one for you. So here we go. We're going to get right into it. On the screen is who somebody would probably refer to as a complicated pookie. I'm not saying that he is a loser, not at all. However, you're going to see why he gets put into the pookie section. Here we go. I'm going right in the middle of Kendra's interview and slash debate. Here we go.
Talk to them. Get you some married friends. Get you some married folks. Talk to them. And I thought of my coworker in particular. And the one thing he always tells me, shout out to Leon, he said men don't like nothing old besides their money and their
And they,
car.
on my mama, you right.
That's what I've been told by men. They
But
don't
that's what
like
I'm
nothing
saying.
old but their money and their cars. I don't make these rules,
Nope.
okay? But I'm just giving y'all the data of what men tell me. So now I understand it. But I don't. But overall, even if I would have a problem, I would say if a guy.
Let me stop it right here for 1 second. This man made up an excuse for not having a shirt on because he was doing push ups. Now, nothing's stopping him from putting a shirt on. I'm not saying it's bad, but I guarantee you not. This is the same gentleman who will criticize women for having, maybe their chest out or something else. So he wants to be able to show his beef, but he doesn't want women to show their beef. And you'll see what I mean later on. Here we go.
Guy was 50 and he wanted a 24-year-old, I would think that's kind of weird. But it's still his life.
I get
But
it.
that's not your case though. You're 31. You're saying 6 years younger.
Yeah, and I get
That's
it with
not
the
really
older
fair.
guys too, because I spoke to them, and it's just like when I speak to young ladies and some mature women too, they like, why does he deal with a woman that's younger than him? And I say, from the psychological standpoint, women aren't gonna like this, is because the less bodies, the earlier
Here we go. Here we go. Let's keep. Let's let him keep talking though.
you get them, the less bodies, and people don't want to. It's weird because women are smoke.
First of all, let me stop. I need to stop this right now. Believe it or not, he's not correct. It's really the lifestyle that a woman lives throughout her life that that counteracts the bodies. For example, it's like this. Yeah, I mean, somebody if you're, let's say you're 50 and you want to date a woman who's 40, well, she might have more bodies just because she's 40 years old. What he should have done is something like this, like, okay, well, how many bodies a year? Now, yeah, some women, they go throughout life because they're married to one man. That's different. But this guy is trying to devalue women for the amount of partners they have. Now, let's see what he says about himself and men.
Most women, they want to do the spiritual connections and be woke until they talk about parabonding. The more people that be inside of your womb that enter you,
Parabonding, this is Kevin Samuels speak talk right here, 101. It's almost verbatim, but watch what he says later.
you keep that energy, you keep that DNA, and you keep that trauma. Most men that are doing well for themselves or trying to do better, we have no time to deal with that.
He's trying to say we like he's one of those men. Remember, he's still 30. Let's go.
Only thing I say to that is I feel like a man should be equally as judged because I don't like, and I'm not even a woman.
And he looks confused. That he looks confused, like a man being equally as judged. Yeah, why not, dude? Let's
That
go.
thinks women
Okay.
should sleep. Women shouldn't sleep with a lot of men. I don't preach that. But what
Mm-hmm.
I don't like is if a woman has a lot of bodies, as you said, if a man has a lot of bodies, he's not judged the same. He's the man. He wasn't connected. No, if she is looked at because she had a lot of bodies, I look at men who sleep with a lot of women probably the way you look at women who sleep with a lot of men. I think
She's going over double standards. Yes, there are some, you know, it's in society. It's just what how people think. Let's keep going though.
that should be equal.
I
Because I
get
think
that.
that's reckless. I think it's reckless of a man to be out here sleeping with a lot of women, just like you think it's reckless of a woman to do the same thing.
I hear that, and then my counter to that, when people tell me that, I'm like, I see your perspective. I have an overstance. Um, it's like if somebody has to earn you know, the right to enter you. And the reason why I say that is women control sex, men control relationships. So
Where did you guys hear that from? He where did you hear? We all know where we heard it from. I'm not going to even say who.
as a man, if I know that this woman is open to opening herself and giving herself up, because no matter what we do, I can take you on dates, buy you bags, be a gentleman, do whatever. I can't get the box until you say I can get the box. How good is the box if anybody can open it? So it's just like,
Okay, remember that's what he said. Remember what he said here. In fact, I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to bring this back.
is open to opening herself and giving herself up, because no matter what we do, I can take you on dates, buy you bags, be a gentleman, do whatever. I can't get the box until you say I can get the box. How good is the box if anybody can open it? So
Remember he said that. Now, let me take the box out of it and put in dick. How good is the dick if anybody can get it? But let's see what he says next. See, it works both ways, fella.
it's just like, as a
But
as
how
a
reckless are you to go into a box that anybody could open?
Ooh, checkmate.
Like
I
I
mean,
feel like
we all, unfortunately, we all
but
do
my
that.
thing is, I'm looking at you. I understand what you're saying about
Now
the woman.
remember, he said, she was talking over him a little bit, but let's remember, watch what he says.
Anybody can open it. So it's just like, as a
But
as
how
a
reckless are you to go into a box that anybody could open? Like
I
I
mean,
feel like
unfortunately, we all
but
do
my
that.
thing is,
We all do that. Like he's trying to represent. Who's he representing? We all do that. Remember, he said that. He said that. So he's admitting that he would go into a box that anybody can get in a box, which means to me that if you're going into anybody's box, that means you're going into everybody's box. Okay? So this is where the hypocrisy is at an all-time high. He's being nice about it, and I like the way he's wording it because he's not saying that the garden tool, but he has to understand he's just as much as a garden tool. He's just as much as a garden tool 304.
I'm looking at you. I understand what you're saying about the woman, but now my flip side is you slept with that woman that let multiple men inside her box. You just as nasty.
Boom.
You said women
Wait,
control.
let me go
In
back.
modern times, just like,
You have slept with every man she slept with when you enter her body. Every STD that she could have contracted, you couldn't contract.
Why is he looking so, he's got this thing when he disagrees, he has this, he looks confused or huh? Like he's trying to use that to manipulate the conversation. Let's keep going.
Once you go into her body?
oh yeah, I mean, I hear that. I'm strapping up. That's why I'm 31 and 0. But you're right. And the reason I say that is,
He's strapping up, but he just said no. But he's strapping up, but he's still pumping and dumping. He's still pumping and dumping.
yeah, man, and I got my chart. I don't know if y'all got my charts where y'all at. Baby, I'll show you. I'm failing this test. No positives on my shit.
See, if you're worried about passing tests, you're putting up some bodies, bro. You putting up some bodies. Okay? Now, hey, you want to live your life that way? That's cool. But the hypocrisy has to stop. Because when you start judging people, when you don't judge the person in the mirror, you start coming up with some cockamamie ideas about other people that you don't about yourself, so you don't improve yourself. Okay? You're trying to act like you all picky, but you just said you're not in so many words.
Shit. So,
Right. But one thing, well, let me just say one more thing because I wanted to talk about that, but then I want to, because I hear a lot of men say this, and I don't understand why y'all repeat this like it's a fact. You said women control sex, men control relationships. The one
We all knew who we hear that from. Now he's acting like he owns that phrase. Okay?
woman has to agree to be in relationships. There's plenty of relationships that I have not agreed to be in that don't exist because I did not agree to be in it. So why do men feel like they
See, he's trying to act like he don't understand what she's saying, or he disagrees with these weird looks. Let me keep going.
What you
control
mean?
relationships? Oh, it's very simple.
Oh, the reason I'll say that. I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead and finish.
No,
Wait,
I
let
mean,
me stop it right here. I'm not going to use any more of Kendra's footage. And Kendra, if you see this, feel free to just flag it if you don't want it up. I'll pull it down immediately. But I just have to, I have to out these hypocrites. I cannot stand a hypocrite. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate him, but his ignorance and hypocrisy is something that needs to be pointed out so people can learn from it. Kind of like the shame, blame, explain thing. This is a shame, blame, explain thing, but he don't shame, blame, and explain himself, do he? So, I mean, the actions speak louder than words. Okay, he already said that he has to get checked for STDs, and he straps up, and that he says we all do that as far as sleeping with women that they deem lesser than them, because obviously you deem it lesser than you, right, sir? If the way you're making it sound like is that if anybody can get the box, including you, nobody wants them. But you went and jumped in. You want that person, right? So, dude, I'm trying to wake you up to the way your mind is thinking. You're thinking like Kevin Samuels, who himself ran through women and proudly admitted it with his, what did he call it? The rotation of 1099s. Okay, I can only assume, no, I can only conclude you think like him, because you said 90% of what you say I've heard on his show multiple times. So here's the gist of it. If you think like this, you're never gonna grow. You're never gonna grow because you mentally are giving yourself a pass every single day on things that you don't give other individuals a pass for. Women a pass for. If like you only had 3 bodies, that's different, but you got, bro, you got way more than that. And I bet you'd be mad if I assumed that you were like, oh, you haven't had that much sex. I bet you say, no, I've had 100 women. Wouldn't you, bro? Yeah, and I saw you in the comment sections, spamming my comment too. Then you went and blocked me. That's great. That's passive aggressive. So, young man, you got some things to work out. If you want to confront somebody and then not let them reply, back in the day, we would have called you a chicken shit. This is way back in the day. We're talking about, like, I guess 90s. You could fool everybody else, and by all means, continue. You can try to fool people, but the bottom line is you're not going to be growing. You have this mystique of being spiritually sound, and you're in great shape and you're a handsome guy, but you're not using your attributes in the right way. Let's put it that way. And the shame of it all is that there are hundreds and thousands and millions of you who think exactly like you do. It's like, don't do what I say. What am I trying to say here? Okay, here we go. Don't do what I do what I say. So you want to date virgins. I'm being extreme here. You want to date virgins, but you want to be out there doing the garden tool. You want a garden tool. You want to be a garden tool monger. But you don't even want to be judged like that. But how can you do that, man? How can you judge somebody so harshly on something that you probably do more. I'm done with you. I'm out without a doubt.